We are starting with this morning's Chok Yisrael, Lech Lecha, Leyom Revi'i, Lech Lecha for Wednesday. We're in the Mussar. This morning's Mussar is an excerpt from Rabbi Gaon, and we're going to see the 7 things that he brings down with which withhold. They stop our prayers, lo aleinu, not ours, people's prayers from being answered. So let's see. Bishvil shiva dvarim en tfilato shel adam nishmat, ve'en atirato mitkabelet. There's 7 things which, again, make a person's prayers not heard, his pleas not accepted in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ahat. The first one is im kevar nigzera gizra alav v'nichtama. If there's been a decree which has been sealed on the individual for that certain topic, whatever it is, there's nothing that one can do to override it and to pray to make Hashem change that, as we see, as he brings the proof. Ve'uraya ledavar mi Moshe Rabbeinu. What happened with him? Kevan shenigzar alav shelo yikanes laaretz, af al pi shehithanen lo netar pilul shelo. Even though Moshe Rabbeinu prayed as he's going to bring down 515 times, Vait Hanan, Gematria 515. Hashem said, you are not entering the land of Israel. There's nothing Moses could have done to make that happen. And to point, as we know, Hashem had to tell him to even stop. We're not going to get into that whole part. But the whole idea is that once there is a decree made by Kadosh Baruch Hu, no matter what a person does, the thing is we don't know when decrees are made or not.
You can't change your destiny, basically.
I don't know.
Destiny is, that's how, destiny is what I see about Nechtama. When a person's, Nechtama means
sealed.
A certain thing. But Yom Kippur, this is what you're going to have.
Right.
You can pray all day, it's not going to change.
Right.
That's how I understand it.
Right, but then where does the concept of free will come in, and that we can do as we wish, we can choose to do what we want. He wasn't destined. Exactly. If he would have prayed more, he would have been entered. He would have entered.
550 is not enough. You have to pray more.
515.
One more.
Moses, Hashem said, stop. One more. You're gonna come into the land of Israel, but it's not for your own good. So I humbly disagree. A person can change their destiny.
That's a beautiful chidush. It's not for your own good means the individual eventually realizes on his own it's not for his own good. So therefore he doesn't push. In other words,
but we won't. We won't. We don't realize how Moses. Right. Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu that it's not good for you, that you have to stop praying. Right. But for us, we could never know.
Right.
So this is practical on the sense that if we look in retrospect and if we keep on praying, it could be that there is a decree on us. However, it doesn't mean to stop praying. But again, he's saying this is the first thing, that no matter what a person does to pray, it will not go through. Next. Okay, כשמו שנאמר, והתחנן אל השם בעת ההיא, וכך נענה לו, רב לך אל תוסף לדבר אליי עוד בדבר הזה. Don't continue praying and requesting on this matter. והשנית, the second, המתפלל בלא כוונת הלב, אין תפילתו נשמעת. A person who prays and it makes it lip service. It doesn't pay attention, concentrate to what he is saying. That is, prayers will not be answered. Will not be heard. Answered. However, is that worse?
No, totally.
It's even worse.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't have the kavanah, the heart is not in it, so why should God this?
Exactly.
It's very difficult to keep the concentration
the whole time
in the whole prayer.
That's our work. That's our avodah.
Work at it every day.
That's what we have to try to do. כמו שכתוב, ויפתחו בפיהם ולבם לא נכון עמו. They're opening up their mouths to God, but their hearts are not with Him. It's like you're saying one thing and you're thinking something else. It's a different example, but imagine you telling someone, "Oh, I love you. You're so nice," and in your mind you're thinking how you hate the guy, you want to backstab him, you want to use him. So this too, you're speaking to Hashem, but your heart's at work, or in shopping, or in tasks, or who knows whatever else has to be done. Shilishit. The third is hasonet Torah chas v'shalom. ואינו מקשיב לדברי תורה, אין תפילתו נשמעת. A person who hates the Torah. Now, it doesn't say that he hates the whole Torah. He could even hate one part of it. Hate's a very serious word. But I'm sure there must be people who do. But someone who hates even a part of the Torah and does not listen to the words of the Torah, there's a difference between saying, this is not applicable to me, this doesn't make any sense to me, or saying, you know what, it's applicable, it makes sense, but I have a evil inclination, a desire, etc., which is withholding me from doing it. There's a completely different person. There's acknowledging, there's knowing that it's emet, it's completely true, and then you're doing the best you can. But to disqualify a part, chas v'shalom, of Torah, whether it's written Torah and even oral Torah, or to disagree with what God requests from us, that's all considered something that Rav Gaon says is holds back from tefillah. Let's just finish off what he says. Shneimar v'chen katuv mesir ozno mishemo Torah gam tefilato to'eva, as Shlomo Melech writes in Mishle, one who moves their ear away from listening to the words of Torah, their prayer is considered an abomination. Yes, Yaakov?
No.
Good. Ve'arevi'it.
The comment I wanted to mention on that particular aspect is that why? Because the Torah is supposed to make us a better life. By discarding that which is going to make you a better life, you're going to ask God for a better life. It's
contradictory. It's oxymoron.
It's an oxymoron.
Very good.
That's the
Hazak. Ve'arevi'it, the fourth is Misheno makshir l'divrei he'ani ve'otem ozno mizakato.
That's my favorite.
One who does not hear the pleads of a poor person, a person in need, and closes their ears from their cries, from their pleads. Now, this is obvious, this is measure for measure. You are the poor person, we are the poor person compared to God. We're completely dependent and requesting from Him. So when one comes to you, now it doesn't say here, one who doesn't do for the ani, one who doesn't give the ani. That is a different story. But giving him the time of day or the moments just to hear him out is a different story. You can be compassionate and let them be emotionally there for them, even if you can't give them something or do something for them. But just shutting the door on them, that's when chas v'shalom, la'aleinu, it's as if Hashem shuts the door on that same person. Shneimar, otem ozno mizakat dal, gam hu yikra velo ye'aneh, which is also in Mishle. Ve'hamishit, the fifth, she'oshek ve'gozel ve'ochel et ha'asur lo en tfilato nishmat. A person who steals, conducts business or anything, does anything unfaithfully, and he is not a truthful, honest individual, and as he says, eats from what is not his. Right? If it doesn't mean that you steal an apple that's not yours, it means you steal money from this guy and you buy food to eat with that, that's also. So anything that it has to do with falsehood and lying and not being honest, that also, a person like that is also not answered his prayers. K'mo shekatuv, v'asher achelu she'ar ami, az yiz'aku el Hashem velo ya'aneh otam, which is clearly telling us that concept. So sometimes a person prays to God for things that is not good for him, and Hashem doesn't listen to him. And then sometimes a person is praying something that's good for him, but his whole life is based on a lie or based on cheating others and stealing from others. Hashem, it's disgusting to Hashem. Hashem does not want to answer a person, doesn't want to give that person livelihood and refuah and happiness. No. Shishit, sixth. One who does not pray with cleanliness and with purity, their prayer is not answered. K'mo shekatuv, gam ki tarbu tefila eneni shomea yedchem damim maleu. So nikiyut means cleanliness of hands, as well as, interesting to make the connection to what we were learning 2 days ago, cleanliness of the body, making sure to relieve oneself before they have to pray. Right? That's when it comes to nikiyut. Tahara means in a clean environment. Obviously, praying on the beach would be, in some instances, permissible. In other instances, completely not. If no one's there, and so you go pray nets at the beach and no one's there, that's definitely permissible. But to go to pray minha at 2 o'clock in the afternoon at Hollywood Beach, that's not considered praying b'tahara. If you happen to be there and you find yourself a corner, that's a different story. But to go there and stand in front of the beach, which is eastward, and pray, that is not considered tahara. That's one aspect. Another aspect. I'm not so. There are people that steal also. Okay. Another concept of tahara is obviously the cleanliness of one's mind. Right? There's the concentration aspect that we spoke about, which was the second requirement. But this requirement, tahara, also demands from us that a person does not have any thoughts of improper or inappropriate thoughts, obviously, of women or anything of the sort while they are praying. If any of that enters, it's not clean or not pure and holy, the person's prayer is not answered. Kemo shekatuv, gam ki tarbu tefila. Damim maleu. Shavit. The seventh is Asher gaveru avonotav atzemu meshuvotav. So it says as follows: a person whose sins are overwhelmingly numerous, and they are pulling him behind. Meaning, there's a person who does many good things and one bad thing, so that it obviously makes a difference. But a person who overwhelmingly has so many sins and so many bad things, and that's just dragging him back and back and back, and he is disqualifying and the acknowledgement that he even has to do teshuvah, and he doesn't think about doing teshuvah, he doesn't plan on doing teshuvah, he doesn't want to do teshuvah, nothing to do with repenting and coming closer, and tfilato nishmat. Again, it's kind of similar to the one who hates the Torah. He disqualifies it. He doesn't pay attention to it. So too, it doesn't mean that a sinner's prayers is not answered. It's a sinner who says, or who's thinking, I don't need to do the teshuvah, or even, I'll do it before I die. That all holds back one from having their tefillot answered. Ki dichtiv, vahi kasher kara, velo shameu. Okay, I want to add two more. Chas v'shalom. I don't want to say that not to Rav Sadia Gaon. They're from the Zohar, both of them. So he wouldn't agree. He wouldn't disagree. He wouldn't disagree.
He also wouldn't agree, but okay.
Come on. Well, let's not go there. Anyways, two more that the Zohar brings down is one who wears shatnez. Their tefillah is not answered. Shatnez is when we have a garment that has wool and linen inside of it. That it's a Torah prohibition, obviously, and the person's tefillot are not answered. I'm almost positive only while they're wearing the shatnez. I'm almost positive. What did you say?
Oh, but that goes into the category soneta Torah.
It could be.
He's not following the laws of the Torah.
Could be. So I'm adding, just giving maybe examples. That's not additions, but that's one other thing that's important for us to know. Yeah. And well, here in South Florida, very little people wear suits, right? Even on Shabbat, not everyone wears suits. But anyways, whenever one wears a suit, we have to know that we have to check for shatnez. We've spoken about that before, but it's something that we know that it withholds prayers. You could come Rosh Hashanah, you did everything. You got your apple, you got your honey, you have your mehillah from everybody, you forgave everybody, you got everything set up. You're coming with a brand new lichvod the chag suit. Shatnez. What have you done? Okay, so it's something that a person can't claim nowadays that he was unaware of the prohibition, because it's become very popular, Baruch Hashem, to making sure to have shatnez checked. That's number one. Number two, chas v'shalom, obviously this does not apply to us, but we still have to mention it, is one who is motzi zera levatala, one who actively wastes seed. The Zohar says, not as a mistake. As a mistake, it's a mistake. But I'm saying, if one actively, when he's up, wastes seed, chas v'shalom, 40 days, no answering of prayers. It's not just that day. 40 days of tefillot not being answered, to impress upon us the importance of what it means to waste life, to kill life. Chas v'shalom, the Zohar brings down 40 days, no answering of tefillot. So it's something that's very, very severe. It's obviously not applicable to us, but Chazak. The gender shelo. Chazak. Okay, we're moving on to the halacha. The Shulchan Aruch is going to go through the 8, and this is really from the Rambam, the 8 levels of giving tzedakah. There's 8 levels of giving tzedakah in order of what would be the opportune and the best way of giving charity, down to an amazing way, yet not as good as the preceding ones. So let's start with the first. Malah hagedolah, the greatest is she'en ma'ala mimeno, hamachazik biyad Yisrael, hamach, v'noten lo matana o halva'a o oseh shutfut o mamtzi lo melacha, כדי לחזק ידו שלא יצטרך לבריות ולא ישאל ועל זה נאמר וחיזקת בו. So as follows. Mach is a destitute, someone who's mach. How would you translate mach? Mach is literally it's destitute, one who's unfortunate, and someone who's unfortunate. Okay, now as follows. This is the famous. What's a famous saying? Don't give the guy a fish, rather teach him how to fish. That's the first ma'ala. The first ma'ala is lending a person money. But lending in order to be paid back. Be his partner, teach him a trade, teach him your trade, doesn't matter what it is. But do something which now you're going to make him and put him up on his feet and let him become independent rather than being dependent. I always have this dilemma, especially when people come and ask, and if it's the same people over and over and over, I have this dilemma of you are feeding a bad habit of an individual who just is asking, instead of getting up and learning how to do something for themselves. So it's very sensitive, it's not easy, it's obviously the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that the person's in that situation, but however, many people do it to themselves by just getting into the collection business or whatever, or however you want to put it. And again, no one's here to judge. I'm not here to judge. No one's here to judge. Efshar, but it's very hard. Every single person that comes with their story, with their attitude, with their background, to try to find them a job, it's very, very hard. However, if one does, that is the greatest mitzvah of tzedakah possible. And this is because you feel good about it, and most important, they feel good about it, and you are giving them something everlasting.
Because ultimately the goal,
you give them to have the dignity.
It's very good.
Right, because they're self-reliant. To make somebody self-reliant is the most best feeling a person can have, as opposed to giving him or giving him alone even. To make him self-reliant, that's ultimate.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what he says, the first one. Number 2, pachot mizeh. Second level is hanoten tzedakah le'ani, when one gives to a poor person, v'lo yada lemina iten, and you don't know who you're giving to, v'lo yada hayani mimi mekabel, and he doesn't know who he's getting from. So imagine, Yaakov gives me money to give to Reuven, the poor person. That is the second best level. Why? He explains. Does he explain? V'karov lezeh hanoten lekupa shel tzedakah. That's very similar to when one gives to the kupa and the tzedakah, because the tzedakah box all goes to poor people. You don't know who it's going to, and the poor people that we give it to don't know who it's coming from. So that is the idea. That's still the second. And this is another thing. Do not give to tzedakah boxes, do not give to gabais, unless you know that whoever is in charge of it is making sure that the money is going to the proper charity. Okay.
The chidush here is that even when you think you're giving tzedakah, it is up to you to be the responsible to know exactly where it's going.
Yes.
Who's taking care of
yes.
it.
You still get it right. You still get a mitzvah, no matter what. Even if you give to a crook. Chas v'shalom. Yeah. But the mitzvah, it's very interesting. By tzedakah, as you're saying, the more a person follows up and looks into that it's going to the right place, the greater the merit for the same dollar amount is. Gimel. Pachot mizeh, number 3. The third level is sheyodea hanoten lemi noten velo yada hayani mimi lokeach. When the giver knows who it's going to, but the receiver, the poor person, doesn't know who it's coming from. Again, because you are maintaining his dignity, his self-worth.
That only applicable to persons.
Rather than
institutions.
Well, institutions. What are institutions? Is the second level, because institutions are you are giving, and you don't know exactly who's getting it, and they definitely don't know who it's coming from. Unless it's like by a big gala, and there's one guy that gave $50,000, $100,000, but you still don't know exactly who it's going to.
Right, the guy who's receiving doesn't know who. Right.
Exactly. כגון גדולי החכמים שהיו הולכים בסתר ומשליכים המעות בפתחי העניים, like the great people who used to take money and just leave it by the door, knock, run away. וכזה ראוי לעשות, it's a great thing to do. ומעלה טובה היא אם אין הממונים על הצדקה נהוגים כשורה. This is the third level. ד' פחות מזה, the fourth level is שיודע העני למי נוטל ולא ידע הנותן למי נותן. Opposite. When the poor person knows it's coming from, but the giver does not know who it's going to. כגון החכמים שהיו צוררים, as he says, the Gemara says, that what the חכמים used to do is they used to take money, צוררים המעות בסדינים, they used to take money and wrap it in Kleenexes, in scarves, and משליכים אותם לאחוריהם. They used to go like this, 1, 2, 3, whoop, and they would not turn around. ובאים העניים, and then the poor people would come in back, ונוטלין כדי שלא יהיה להם בושה. So that's the fourth level. Very interesting, right? Anyone want to pull out their wallet? Well, let's try it. Don't turn around. Okay, hey. Now this is also very, very high level, is when you approach the person who you know is going to need or knows is going to ask, and you give them before they even ask.
You avoid his embarrassment.
There we go. Giving them what they ask for once they've asked. Zayin. פחות מזה, שייתן לו פחות מהראוי בסבר פנים יפות. To give them less, but to make them feel comfortable or commiserate with them, make them feel okay about the fact, and maybe even explain why. But it does. But making them feel good, giving a person what they need, or even more than what they need, with a frown on your face and giving them a bad feeling is worth less. You're worse. Yeah, we'll see that.
That's it.
You're better off giving half what they're asking, 10% of what they're asking, with a good face, rather than being with a bad attitude and not being nice and polite about it and giving them even double what they're asking for. When a person gives with sadness and disrespect and not being nice, Hagad Rama adds, a person should not glorify himself by the charity that he gives. And if he does, not only does he not receive merit on what he's given, he's punished on account of it. So when a person gives tzedakah, they're not supposed to do it with fanfare. They're not supposed to do it with blinking lights, everyone ever showing off, trying to show it to everybody. מי שמקדיש דבר לצדקה מותר לו שיכתוב שמו עליו שלו לזיכרון וראוי לעשות כן. So there's another thing. Are we allowed to make dedications? Dedications with names. Number one, yes, because then it reminds the person who's done it. Number two, although he doesn't bring it down over here, and he says וכן ראוי לעשות, it's proper to do so. So the idea, there we go, that's the second idea. It motivates others. A person, no one can ever claim that they can fully support any institution or anything, and it's not supposed to be that way. A community, a synagogue, a gmach, a charity, it's supposed to be something which is all-inclusive, which includes everyone. So the concept of being anonymous, there's definitely room for. However, to be totally anonymous, it seems very clearly from Shulchan Aruch, the Ramah, even the Rambam, that a person should not be completely anonymous. Rather, one, it's good to have it there so you know about it, and two, that others see so that it motivates them. But it doesn't need to be everything you do. I'm not saying what percentage, but there should be your name somewhere, whether it's on a little plaque or something to motivate others to say, oh, if he could do it, then hey, maybe I could do it. Whether the person's at a higher level or a lower level, it doesn't matter. It motivates people to give and be part of the great mitzvah of giving tzedakah. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Do we have 10? יבוא אליהו הנביא.